Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever installment of the fifth quarter, hosted by yours truly, Corbin Simons, John Maskel, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is back, the gambling guru.
Football is back.
It is back, ladies and gentlemen. Right. And today, before week one, we are going to have a little recap on the off season, talk about where the season is going to go with some teams, and then, of course, end the show with our week one predictions. Be tuned. We will be right back in a moment.
I'm here so I won't get fined. I'm here so I won't get fined.
All right, let's start off with the... Actually, no. Let's get to meat. If you watch the Everything Will Be Alright podcast, obviously you know who I am, Corbin Simons. But let my other host introduce himself, starting with John on my right. Go for it.
Hello, everybody. My name is John Maskel. Huge football fan. College student. Best friend of Corbin Simons here for a long time. Best friend with Joel Simons over here for a long time. Happy to be on the show now, too.
Johnny's part of the family, and I'm responsible for this guy right here. And you might know the voice from the podcast, the Gambling Guru, who we were on the positive side last year. I think it was like 67, almost 70%. So.
You did end on the positive side, yes.
67%. So that was good. It was a good year, and we're looking forward to a great year this year. We're gonna one up that one and get a lot better.
We will be, and so with that being said, let's dive into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into our predictions, bold takes, and whatnot, let's begin with the off-season recap. Obviously, where we ended things off last season, the Buccaneers defeated the Chiefs 31-9 in the Super Bowl.
Whoop their ass, I might add.
Tom Brady.
That was an ass whooping. That was an ass whooping.
And immediately afterwards, the Chiefs, they saw why they lost Super Bowl. Their O-line was a little bit beat up. They had no help. Patty Mahomes ran 500 yards around the field, broke records, and they loaded up, getting Joe Thuney and Orlando Brown. How do you guys feel about the Chiefs just continuing to get more and more?
I mean, it's just what they needed. As you can tell, that front four of the Tampa Bay defense exposed that front line. Jason Pierre-Paul, mechanical arm, well, mechanical fingers, actually, exposed them. Also, you can't blame Patty Mahomes at all. He was throwing dots. His wide receivers are dropping them. His offensive line could do nothing.
Well, I remember Eric Fisher torn Achilles in that Buffalo game when he went down. Mitchell Schwartz also went down. Those were two top offensive linemen right there. That's the reason why, if they were there, if they were healthy, that would have been a different Super Bowl. Because Patty would have had time to throw. But that was the reason why he was running for his life the whole game, because those two veterans right there, and they're darn good offensive linemen. But this year, they're gone. They released them. They added 8 offensive linemen. The two you mentioned, 5-year, $80 million deals.
Yeah.
And Trey Smith, the rookie, and they're hearing reports that he's having a great training camp, and they're really impressed with him. So, yeah, Andy Reid loaded up, but they do have guys that Kyle Long's got a knee injury. Mike Remmers, he's missed some practices, and so they're a little beat up now, but hopefully they'll get healthy. And like I say, Trey Smith, they got some high hopes for him.
Now, obviously, to kind of touch back on this Super Bowl real quick, because it's an obvious that if the O-line for the Chiefs was healthy, it'd be a different ball game. Do we start off the show saying that the Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champs, if that was the case?
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
That's tough, yeah.
You're
going against the GOAT, Tom Brady. We've been in many arguments about this. Plenty of arguments.
And that defense was stout. You know, they played a great NFC Championship game. You saw that defense, and they just got better in the Super Bowl. So it's hard to see. We all wanted to see it. Mm-hmm. Two healthy teams go at it, but that wasn't the case. We didn't get to see it. But, I don't know. That'd be a tough call.
So another news about this offseason, kind of the first splash deal. I'm pretty sure this happened before the Super Bowl, actually. The Los Angeles Rams with the Detroit Lions, switching quarterbacks, Jared Goff to Detroit, with what? 2 extra picks? A pick from this year's draft and one next year? Pretty sure?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that, and obviously...
I think 3 picks, 2 first-rounders, and a second-rounder.
Yeah, and...
Plus they got Goff.
And obviously the Rams, all they got was Matthew Stafford. As a Rams fan here, I'm excited for it. Jared Goff, he did make it to a Super Bowl. He has been he's been a productive quarterback in his career. We can't really slander the man.
He's a Super Bowl quarterback.
But now expectations are at the utmost high for this Rams team because they now have a quarterback who, obviously we know for living in the state of Michigan and only living about 30 minutes away from Detroit, people wanted Stafford to win a playoff game, get a ring for once. Do you guys think that it'll happen during his tenure with the Rams?
Ring or the playoff game? Where do you want to start with the playoff game first?
I think playoff game.
Playoff win.
Look, give me, okay, so we'll start with that and then give me what your chances are of winning it all in his tenure.
This was one of my bold prediction was Stafford wins a playoff game. However, if he has to go up, his first playoff game is against the Bucs, scratch that bold prediction because he ain't beating Tampa Bay. And that might be the case. They could go up against each other in that first game. But I think if it's anybody else, I think he wins his first playoff game in the LA.
I totally agree with you. I think they're more of a wild card team this year. But I think with now signing Sony Michel as well, I think that just adds more to their offense. And I think, just like Mr. Joel said, I think they play Tampa Bay. That's not his first playoff win. They play anyone else, Stafford just secured his first playoff win.
So, by you guys saying that, especially you, John, are you saying that the Rams are the second best team in the NFC as of right now?
No, I do.
Because you said they're a wild card team, but you said it go up against anybody else, they're taking it.
Any other wild card team. Because I think Tampa Bay, just like that, were they a wild card team last year? Or were they?
Tampa Bay was, yeah. They were the fifth. They were the fifth seed.
Because I think Tampa Bay could do that same exact thing this year. Not focus more on the postseason than the regular season. And
what does that boil down to? Can he beat the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers? He couldn't
so.
do it in Detroit.
But
can he do it with the Rams team?
No.
Different situation. I think that he's on much better teams though right now.
Exactly.
That's why.
So that's one of the other teams where it could be, there's a big if right there. Now, if they take on, I think, New Orleans, I think they could beat that team.
I don't think New Orleans is even making it.
If they even make it to the playoff.
You think Jameis is...
He did have LASIK
Yeah,
this year.
He did have LASIK.
Those interceptions might be going down.
What year was it when he had,
Jameis.
it was like 30 and 30? You said take away 30.
It was 2019.
Yeah.
It was the season 4
Hey,
last
take away
year.
those 30 interceptions, that's an MVP season.
That is right there.
But I think they're going to air it out too, so we'll see.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with their now. You obviously wearing the shirt that clearly states the Lions make me drink. Seeing with the Dan Campbell edition, which a lot of people are excited for, the biting off kneecap era with Goff. How long do you see Goff being a part of the mix until they think we got to truly get a rebuild going?
Well, they came in and gutted this team, which was great. They finally got, they say Stafford wanted out. Well, I don't buy that because I think they came in and said, well, if we're going to come in and take over this team, got a new regime, it's not going to be with Matthew Stafford. Mm-hmm. So, Matt, where do you want to go? And he said, I want to go to L.A. Mm-hmm. That's how I think it all went down. But then the Fords went, okay, well, we don't want to, put it out there in the media like that. He just wanted out and blah, 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 and that's what they did. So whatever the story is, don't really matter. Goff, I think they're gonna see what they got with Goff. And another one, a new environment. Not as good as team because he went to the Super Bowl, but it wasn't just Goff going to the Super Bowl. He had a great team, had a great defense around him.
Great running back.
So I think he might just be a little fill-in, and they're gonna see because they got those draft picks. They could be sitting here, and it pisses me off, with Justin Herbert, but those two other ass clowns that screwed this team up. You could have Herbert as your quarterback. Goff can come in. You would have had Herbert last year.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to worry about Goff. Now you trade Goff for another piece of the pie.
With you talking about them getting young quarterback, do you think they should have taken one in this year's draft, aside from Powell, where they were at, with the QB class that was there?
I don't mind the pick with Penny Sewell, but they could have. But I think Dan Campbell, with those picks that he's got coming up, and, they're not going to start the world on fire, so they're going to have some high first-rounders coming into next year's draft. I think he's going to wait it out a year or two and see what's available, and maybe grab a Justin Fields or a Joe Burrow or, Trevor Lawrence, which is to be determined how they're going to work out. But, try to get a group of quarterbacks coming out that is better, more quality, I should say, to choose from. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where he's going with that. But then again, who knows if Goff turns into a superstar and a stud? I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know.
Who does Goff have to throw to? Does he still have no wide receivers?
He has nobody to throw.
Let me look up.
Hawkinson?
He's got Hawk, and I think Hawk's going to have a decent year. Because I think Hawk's going to get a lot of looks.
He's probably their
I
main.
mean, yeah.
His
he's
targets,
probably their-
his
yeah.
targets is going to go up.
As of right
Swift
now,
in the backfield, probably gonna get some touches as well.
As of right now, the Detroit Lions depth chart at wide receiver, Tyrell Williams is their starter, and then they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Khalif Raymond, and then, no offense to these guys, but a bunch of guys I've never even fucking heard of before.
It's an owl over here. Who?
So yeah, so
Well, St. Brown, they're saying, has a pretty good, preseason, or a decent preseason, but practice and training camp right now. They're looking at him, but with not having those wide receivers, they're saying, well, now who's your second string wide receiver? T.J. Hawkinson. So I think those targets are going to go up because I think he's going to play a role as a big slot man for Jared Goff. There's nothing downfield. He's got Hawk right there, and I think that his targets are going to go up. And they expect big things out of Hawkinson this year. So we'll see what happens.
now moving over to you, John, our Patriots fanatic right here. Obviously, you have a lot of rings to show for it.
Yep.
There is one guy that you've been wanting for the past couple of years now. He finally got moved, but not to your team. That is Julio Jones.
Sad about it. Sad. I think they definitely should have gone for it. You go for Cam Newton last year, but you don't go for Julio Jones this year. They release a lot of people on their team. Bill Belichick known for just releasing a lot of people, a lot of key factors like Sony Michel, gone. And I think Julio Jones would have been huge for New England this year. I think that would have easily put them in the discussion for the AFC East.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
AFC
how do
East
you
again.
feel that last season they traded a first-round pick for Mohamed Sanu, obviously from the Falcons as well, and then this year all the Titans need to do is just throw a second-rounder to get Julio Jones, one of the best in the game.
It's sad. It's tear-dropping. It's Mohamed Sanu. Nothing against the man, but he's old. He's
Mohamed
not.
Sanu.
Yeah, he's not. He's like back then. He was that slot receiver that you wanted on that team, but that's not him anymore.
Mhm.
And but I think Tennessee made the best move they could this offseason.
I think Belichick is he's gutted this team a little bit. Obviously, he's not in win now mode, so he could care less. They make the playoffs. They make the playoffs. I think he's more in a rebuilding right now. That's why and it wasn't gonna I hope everybody knew. It was pretty obvious that Cam Newton was not the guy. That's not Belichick's style of quarterback. When you don't jump on a fumble, Billy's just no. You ain't got no place in New England. We're gonna use you for a year, maybe two, but that's about it. You're not our guy.
And I don't think you can't base that Bill Belichick team last year either. You had your key factors in your defense gone because of COVID. Dante Hightower didn't want to play. I think McCourty didn't want to play. Stephon Gilmore injured. So that's your whole defense right there, gone. And
He still won 7 games. Didn't he?
They still were in the wild card discussion until I think week 15.
I think that the Patriots. So listen here. So obviously, after Tom Brady and the split up happened, of course the rumor was who's going to be better, Brady without Belichick or Belichick without Brady. Clearly, we've seen Brady. He's got his ring now, 1 year after leaving the team. I think that with Mac Jones in the house now, in New England, I think this is Bill's moment here to do a little rebuild, a little reset, and then show who is he as a coach. Because in my opinion, and obviously jury's still out, I think what made the Patriots for that dynasty was Tom Brady.
Right. And another guy that came right out of college, went right to the Patriots. Now he's got Mac Jones. He's got his little clay mold. He's going to shape him up, teach his kid just how because they took him for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he can do something with him. He's fresh. He's going to listen to you. You got the best coach out there telling you what to do. Showing you the ropes. So I think he's going to do well in New England. Do they got to put some pieces around? Yeah, and they'll do that in the coming years. It's not all going to happen this year, but
I personally love the Mac Jones thing. I think in college he was great. He was putting up Joe Burrow numbers, and up for Heisman. Personally, I think if Devontae Smith is not there, personally, I think Mac Jones wins that Heisman just because of his numbers. And I think New England, that's what they needed, a Mac Jones on their team.
And Mac Jones did rise on draft boards.
Yeah,
He did.
Coming close to that draft.
He did.
So.
So with that being said, now those are our off-season recap. Some off-season recap things that we'll talk about will come up later in the show as we start touching base on some other teams. Now, with that being said, we're going to go into our predictions for how we think the playoff picture will pan out after Week 18 Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we get an extra week of football, an extra game.
Yeah,
It's
baby.
beautiful.
Let's go.
So with that being said, let's start off with the AFC, the American Football Conference. We'll go a little bit. We'll go by divisions. I feel like we're kind of all on general consensus with some. So with
Yeah,
that,
just division winners.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's start off with the AFC East here.
Come on now. I think this is obvious.
Bills.
Buffalo.
Bills.
I think Buffalo. There's no one right now. Miami and New England. I think they sit at the same spot. I think those two teams can compete for the wild card, but no one in the AFC East is competing with Buffalo right now. Their defense and offense are too much of a powerhouse right now.
Especially
AFC.
coming off an AFC Championship loss. Josh Allen's first one, and a lot of those players' first one, so they know what the taste is. They know what they want. Buffalo is a team that I wouldn't doubt is playing come time February.
Yes.
I remind you people, there's only one game in February. That's a fucking Super Bowl. So AFC East, that's a gimme right there. Let's move down to the AFC North here.
This is the toss-up. I think
Cleveland
this is the
Browns?
toss-up.
Cleveland Browns.
I got the Browns listed.
We all got the Browns?
Yeah,
I think this is... You can go first, actually. I think.
you were very vocal
yeah.
about the Browns last year.
The Browns almost beat the Chiefs.
They almost did.
Yes.
They played them hard,
They did.
okay? And
And remind you, they play them week 1, which will be interesting.
That's...
right, and
That's a great
they played them while the O-line was healthy.
Yeah.
They didn't get hurt until that Buffalo game.
Yeah.
And I think there's a big expectations for we finally seen Baker Mayfield break out, have a great year, and make the playoffs after 18 years?
Yeah.
So I think they're turning the corner. That defense is stout, and I think the next step, you got to the playoffs, you lost the game, but you made the playoffs in 18 years, and the next step is to win that division, and I think they can do it this year.
I think so as well. I mean, I feel like the Ravens are still going to be where they're at. I still feel like the Ravens are a team where they're a couple pieces away, in my opinion.
No,
I think they're a couple. Listen here.
no. Lamar, no.
Oh, see...
I think Lamar can do it though.
Lamar
can do it.
I'm not
They
that big.
can-
I'm not that big of a fan of. I'm not a Lamar fan, but I think he does suit that offense.
It fits well.
Yes, I think
fits well.
he just
No.
needs.
You got to remember, John Harbaugh built that offense around Lamar Jackson's style of play.
True, and it fits. It all works.
It's not sustainable.
He.
Well,
Lamar's overrated.
Oh.
Alright.
Yes.
We'll touch-
Yes, but
You know where I'm coming from.
he doesn't. He doesn't have the weapons.
I don't think he can't throw.
Because he's
I know,
Mark
what-
Andrews, and that's it.
You got Marquise Brown, and
He-
who they just pick up this year?
You call him Hollywood Brown too? I hope not.
Hollywood Brown.
There we go. See?
Okay. And it was Hollywood Brown when he was great on fantasy, and then what happened? Just dropped off the face of
He
the
was
earth
Hollywood
last
Brown when
year.
he played in the Big 12 in Oklahoma.
But you know what?
and there's no such
You
thing
could,
as
he could
defense.
have Lamar Jackson. Lamar, you could have Jerry Rice to throw to right now, and you still won't be able to hit him. Maybe you need LASIK surgery.
okay.
Your legs are not going to do it. The legs are not sustainable in this league.
Shout
You
out
got to be able to
James.
throw the ball.
Now's
He's not
the-
accurate enough.
Now's not the time for delusion, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're
So
going
that being-
off on a tangent. Let's
we're
go
gonna-
back.
So now,
Go
the next
Browns.
division,
Browns are going to beat the Ravens.
we're going to go AFC South here. I feel like we're
Excited.
all the Titans.
Yeah, no one.
But maybe the Colts if they weren't dealing with a bunch of
No.
injuries.
Carson Wentz. No. Houston. We got scandals going on.
Yeah,
over there.
Deshaun
Yeah,
Watson,
we-
Tyrod Taylor's
We
a
don't even
starter.
know what's going on over there.
Yeah, Houston.
Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence.
Urban Meyer will
Oh.
faint after they start 0-4. He's going to faint, grip his heart a little bit.
Good prediction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
for the Jags.
bold prediction.
He's a bold
Urban
prediction.
Meyer.
You're starting off, if you think, listen here,
They go 0-4. Urban Meyer's going to have a shit fit. He might have a heart attack.
that's what he's
He
going to
will-
do.
He will have a heart attack.
As
Just
he's
like he
walking-
did at every single college
As
he
he's
was at.
as he's walking up to shake the opponent head coach's hand, he's just gonna and then just fall to the ground, and then he's retiring, and then we'll see him back on Fox Sports, and the next thing you know, he'll be leading Notre Dame to 10 CFP titles right
He's
there.
got two different teams.
Yeah,
How
I
many
know,
scandals-
dog.
How many
Look
scandals
what
did
he's
he have?
turned
Yeah,
around.
Yeah, he's
Ohio
always
State.
got scandals.
It doesn't matter.
Let's not get into it.
Yeah, we're going out base there. So yeah, Titans, AFC South. Get your shit right. You guys were a good conference, good division a couple years back.
Yeah,
Peyton
I
Manning.
got the Titans.
So
too.
I feel like we're all the Chiefs, AFC West.
For
The AFC West winning the division
Oh.
right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Chiefs.
come on now. That's
The Chiefs.
Chiefs win the division.
So
100%.
So I have on mine a couple of teams I think could be in the wild card. Is it insane to say that Justin Herbert leads the Chargers to a wild card spot?
No.
I don't think it's insane, but I don't see it happening.
Why don't you? After the rookie showing he had.
What was their record last year?
7-9.
7-9.
7-9 in your rookie season.
And remind
So
you,
not bad.
they were only 2 spots out of that last wild card spot.
Yes, but I think you're also competing with New England, who I think is better this year now too. I think their defense is a little bit back now, and I think Mac Jones is going to do better than Cam Newton last year. And
Yeah. Mac Jones will jump out a fumble. I bet if you look up the Chargers' losses last year, those 9 losses,
They had some BS losses.
they had real close games.
I think Chargers are a strong team, but
One-score
I
game.
don't, like you said, I think they're a bit in piece.
That could have been, you figured 2 games, that flip-flops 9-7, you made it.
No, you didn't. The last
A 10-6?
11-5 was the lowest.
Was it?
Yeah.
Miami.
Colts.
Oh, it's 10-6.
Miami and but I think
I think they'll get there in a wild card.
No, they're still competing with Miami. You're still competing with New England. You're still competing with Las Vegas. You're competing with the Ravens too. You're competing with many teams right now. Solid teams.
Well, might I say,
Who do you like better, Tua or Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert, 100%.
There you go.
And that's
Miami.
without
I
Oregon
think
bias
Miami's
right
still
there.
strong.
And I think that's going to be Miami's Achilles heel, is their quarterback.
Oh, I think so.
Because
Don't get me wrong.
they're still trying to figure out what they have.
I think Tua's the guy who.
I think he's overrated.
Well, no, I'm big on the NFL giving up on quarterbacks early. I think you have 3 games to prove yourself, and if you don't throw 200 in each of those, you're done, which I think is absolute BS.
Depending on the schedule, though.
Well, I think with Tua, time will tell with that, and give it some time, because the Dolphins, I mean, a couple of years ago, they were tanking to go 0-16, and now here they are. They went 10-6 with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua playing every other week. I mean, that's a good start right there. But I think Justin Herbert, he seized the opportunity last year. He got put his starter literally a second before the game started because Tyrod's lung was leaking a little bit. And so, yeah, I think don't be shocked if Chargers
I won't.
are making noise this year.
I won't be
I
shocked.
will not be shocked.
But I'm not saying I don't see it happen. I just don't think it's going to happen.
And remind you guys,
It's like
one
that.
tidbit I have about the AFC that was very interesting. Aside from the AFC North, the AFC West was the only other division that had 3 teams with 6+ wins. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but after you had the division winners, all the other teams just sucked, except in the AFC West.
Right.
I think the AFC West is I think AFC West is the second strongest division, right behind the North. I still feel like Browns, Steelers, Ravens. That's a good trio to have running. Cincy, you should have picked an O lineman. Joe Burrow's other knee is screaming right now before Week 1 begins.
Oh, it scares me.
So So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with that. So with that being said, let's hop over to the NFC side real quick. NFC East, the most
Oh, here we go.
confusing.
This is you can't say 8-8 now.
NFC East shit
Yeah.
show.
You can't say the 8-8 conference.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't say that anymore.
I'm going with my former lovers, the Washington football team. You got that amazing defense. You had Fitzmagic, who, remind you, I wouldn't doubt if they started 3-0 because that's when he shines. I don't think he's the quarterback for their future, but right now where that team's at, that is a team that can win 10 games this year.
Are people going to be on the waiver wire getting Fitzmagic on their fantasy football team this year?
It will be. He is
After
a hot
starts
take.
putting up 30
Yeah.
points in the first 3
And once they
games.
acquire him, he's going to go back to his 4 interceptions a game.
That's happened to me a couple years back.
It's between.
Well, who do you guys have winning the division? NFC East.
I got the Cowboys.
I also have the
I
Cowboys.
got 2 Cowboys. Why is
think-
that?
If Dak Prescott, if that leg holds up, and Zeke's been
Inconsistent.
very inconsistent. Good season, bad season. Good
Zeke
season,
needs
bad
it.
season.
Zeke
he
needs
had his
that.
issues.
You know why?
Zeke's got his money now. Okay, got his money last year. Now you better earn that money. And I think he laid off last year because Prescott wasn't there, and
Well, he does play better with Dak.
Yes,
as
he does.
quarterback.
Not with Ben
So I
DiNucci.
think
Not
you
with
get a
Ben
healthy Dak
DiNucci.
Prescott
Ben DiNucci
back.
got released. R.I.P. Ben DiNucci. You'll always be remembered.
Plus Jerry Jones loves all the wide receivers he's got. Everybody came back.
Yeah.
The CD Lambs, the White, Amari Cooper. I think they're gonna win that division. I don't think they're gonna get any. Usually you have the Cowboys, Washington, and the Giants are the 3 that are battling at the end of the season. count Danny Dimes out and the Giants. I don't think they're going to be there. If anybody, it's going to be between Washington and Dallas. But I'm going to think Dallas is going to take that division.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be down to Washington and New York. In all honesty,
I do not see New York in that discussion. I see definitely Washington and Cowboys, but I do not see New York. I don't think Daniel Jones is.
I think the addition of Kenny Galladay helps, though.
That does help a lot, and that is
huge.
I think Kenny. I think you're going to have a great year this year over in the Giants, and Danny Dimes. You better be able to hit him.
Sterling Shepard is back too.
Yes, he is.
Shout out to him in the offseason for that fight.
Yes.
Yep.
Saquon is back as well, but might I say, the Giants stop running him to the ground. You will kill him one day.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't run. Use him for play action and stuff like that. But Danny Dimes has got to get the ball to those receivers downfield. So who knows? I could be wrong. They could be in the mix again this year. Mm-hmm. But I think that I love that Kenny Galladay acquisition. I know he's happy to hell get out of Detroit.
Oh, 100%. So with that being said, let's move over to the NFC North now. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers, they won it last year, lost in the NFC Championship game by 8. Tough crowd. Packers.
This is Aaron. I'm not saying it's an Aaron Rodgers revenge tour this year.
It's the last dance.
This is bold prediction. If Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl this year, retires.
I can see that. I can see that. He's done.
Yeah, he'll go out with 2.
I think, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think this is Aaron Rodgers' year. I think Green Bay is the scariest team in the NFC right now.
Do you think they're the scare? In my opinion, I feel like they've hardly changed. Granted, I didn't really look at a lot of their transactions, but I feel like I could hear a lot of it.
One thing did change. Aaron Rodgers' mentality.
That's what I was about to go. Aaron Rodgers. The funny thing is, Aaron Rodgers, this will be a revenge tour where he's just flipping off everybody, but everybody is the Green Bay Packers. He's basically going to win for a team that he doesn't want to see win.
He's taken over the team. LaFleur, gone. He's not going to mess up any of the games anymore. Rodgers is taking over.
Let me add on to your bold prediction here. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers win the Super Bowl this upcoming season. Aaron Rodgers retires. Jeopardy, he's the new host. Finally happened. I feel like that's what Jeopardy's waiting out for right now.
It could be. And if you look back the way everything played out with Brett Favre, and it looked like another Brett Favre situation. However, Aaron Rodgers is your starting quarterback this year.
Yeah.
It's not Jordan Love, and Aaron Rodgers isn't playing for another team.
Yeah.
Okay? So, with that said, I think I'm with John. I think Aaron Rodgers said, listen, I want some say in this.
Yeah.
You screwed me in the NFC Championship game last year with the most I ain't got no balls fucking LaFleur. We don't even want to go down that path because I think, everybody said it the best. But I think that you're gonna see an Aaron Rodgers, have a little bit more control of this team, and yes, it could be his last hurrah. And that's the only, I see that team they could be battling with the Bucs again in the NFC Championship game. It could be a rematch.
Yeah. I could see that as well. Hopefully, the thing is with Aaron Rodgers, as much flack as I've given him because he is the quarterback who I've always said is like, I don't focus on rings, but when it comes to the NFL, I feel like rings in a way does matter because I feel like the main outlier is obviously Tom Brady. The man, he just wins. So it's like, if you're going to be compared as the GOAT, what I know a lot of people call Aaron Rodgers, then where's the hardware then? That's how I feel about it.
Well, I love Tom Brady. You look at Aaron Rodgers' stats, they're better than Tom Brady's.
That's right.
They are.
They're better than Tom Brady's.
But then where's? Don't get me wrong. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers has that help.
But it's a team effort. Look what. All right, Tom Brady leaves New England. What does he do? Oh, here's the best team, and they're in Tampa Bay. That's where I'm headed.
You don't think Tennessee was the best team at the time for him?
No,
not one bit.
I think Tennessee was. If I'm being honest.
That would have been a weird.
He went there.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going to go to the best chance to win another Super Bowl and shove it down Belichick's throat and Robert Kraft's throat, and that's exactly what he did. Did that team get better throughout the season?
Oh,
yes.
100%.
But I tell you what, you've seen in that Super Bowl, and now the NFC Championship game, that was only a 6-7 point game.
Ended 8. Yeah, it was an 8-point game.
8-point game. So that could have, it could have went differently. However, that team was rolling and firing on all cylinders, and they beat the Packers because they were that good, and they just got better week after week after week.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think any team could have beat them in the Super Bowl. That's how good they were playing.
And I mean, clearly it shows they are the.
And shout out to Sean Murphy Bunton with those 2 interceptions.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You go.
Michigan native.
Chips.
So that being said, obviously we got the East, the North. I think we can all agree on the South. We were just talking about them, the Bucks.
Now the West.
Bucks, yeah.
You wanna
So
start?
West,
Yeah,
this,
the West.
is, this
Bucks.
is you.
The
This
West,
is,
the West is an easy pick for me. It is the Los Angeles Rams. In my eyes, aside from the Bucks, those are the 2 best teams in the NFC.
I got the Niners.
You're on crack. You are on crack right there.
I think the Niners is going to be a surprise team right there.
Oh, Kyle Shanahan? What's he
No.
going to do? Be great and then blow it week 18? Like he usually does at the end? He can't finish. How many kids does he have? He can't finish.
Maybe this is the year he finishes. But I think the Niners are going to be a sleeper team this year in that division.
I gotta say,
You just got to get off of Sean McVay's.
No.
This was
No. There's so listen here. When it comes to the Rams here, don't get me wrong. Sean McVay is a phenomenal young mind. Same with Kyle Shanahan. The only thing I don't like about Kyle Shanahan is he has not only choked 2 Super Bowls, but every team he is around seems to always be a very confusing environment. And at least in my opinion, I perceived it. Like last year,
I agree.
Like last year, people forgot that the Niners were in the Super Bowl year prior.
Correct.
Obviously, injuries completely demolished that team once they had that back-to-back game in MetLife that ruined them, the worst stadium to play in. But like, you fell to being in the 3rd pick, but you just went to the Super Bowl year before.
Yeah, but you went to the just because you make it to the Super Bowl, you got a good enough team to get to the Super Bowl. It's okay to go to the Super Bowl and get your ass kicked.
Well, yeah.
Patty Mahomes just did it.
Well, yeah.
There's plenty of teams that have done it.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying that.
Okay,
though.
and then the next year you don't have a bounce back year. Don't expect to go there year after year because that's how hard it is to get there.
I'm not.
However, I'm just saying. Okay, you got your Stafford, and the Rams really don't have much excuse not to win that division.
They don't.
Okay. I'm just saying. Watch out for that team.
I think so. I like the Rams. Dislike the 49ers. I have the Seahawks. See now.
Seahawks are going to make the playoffs.
No, so this is what I like about the Seahawks. Russell Wilson. You know, last year, great in the first half of the season. Second half of the season, don't know what happened. Took a shit, went down, did nothing. But this offseason, Russell Wilson took a pay decrease for his defense, signing Jamal Adams to more money, and I forgot who else. There's another person there. I like that. I like that mentality. And if you see the Rams' schedule this year, it's not cake. It's not easy.
They got a tough schedule.
They have,
but I agree with John.
schedule.
That's one team you can never count out.
What?
I love
The Seahawks.
Russell Wilson. I love Russell Wilson.
Well, listen. I agree that you cannot count out the Seahawks. Obviously, ever since Russell Wilson has joined the team his rookie season when he got drafted, they have been nothing but a constant winning team, making a couple NFC championships, got their Super Bowl ring and stuff.
Wait, no, they handed the GOAT a ring the one year.
Never.
Yeah,
that was on.
They gift
that was
wrapped
on
it.
Pete Carroll.
Oh, okay.
They went like
but
this.
we can talk about the catch that happened. Let's
They're
talk
like
about
this. Here,
every.
Billy.
I'm not gonna
Open it up.
I can't get up to this.
We'll say that.
This guy, I can't get into.
He is an
this.
instigator.
Open it up.
He instigates.
Open it up, Billy. It's a pass play.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the circus catch that happened like 4 plays before that. Yeah.
We'll save that for another show.
We'll touch base on that soon. But the Seahawks to me are the team that they'll be there. They will be in the playoffs come time December and January. My thing with them is they have come to becoming the team of they're in the playoffs, but they're gone in a flash. They lost in the wild card round last year to who? My Rams, led by who? Oh, not Jared Goff after he got injured. John Wolford.
No.
Woof, woof. Love you, John Wolford. Listen here.
That was not.
But that's one thing about football is teams you have your usual suspects, okay, year after year, but then you have those teams that will surprise you,
Like who?
and some teams that'll fall off the radar.
I know, but in this situation, who's the one surprising?
Well, where do the Rams go from there?
What do you mean? We won a playoff game, better than what they did
Okay, you
last
won
year.
a playoff game.
Okay, yeah, I understand. How many did Seattle win last year?
I'm just saying you won a playoff game last year.
And I understand that. Then we got our asses kicked by Green Bay.
That's right.
I understand.
Because you
that.
went and played with the big boys,
No, the thing
and the big boys went.
with this is, listen here. I understand
that's my point. Until you get on a level where you got to beat those big boys, okay? You can just have your little one playoff.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Are you forgetting that
I
the
know
Rams?
talking about-
You could be like Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Are you also?
I think-
Are you guys also forgetting the Rams also made it to a Super Bowl a couple years back?
Oh, we can talk about the Seahawks.
Yeah, and what they do.
And we can talk about the Seahawks.
They lost. I wasn't a fan of them, so that doesn't go against my.
They went up against the
record
big
of
boy,
fan.
got his ass kicked.
We can talk about the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl back to back. Was it back to back?
It was back.
Yeah,
Oh,
Talk
and how
about
did
that
how
too.
did they get there?
What do you mean?
The worst pass interference call in the history of pass interference calls.
Which game are you talking about?
It's New Orleans.
Oh, the Rams.
Yeah.
Like I said, I
Yeah,
wasn't a
you're
fan,
cheating-
so that
yeah,
doesn't
you're cheating Rams.
go on me there.
I know. I'm not. Nothing goes. But
Doesn't go on me.
That's one of the reasons why they got there.
Well, yeah, I will agree. I
The
have
most
agreed
worst
on
call in NFL history.
that. I will agree. I'll agree on that any day of the week. But I think right now,
So there's a little
listen
bit of
here,
help
when it comes to the NFC West,
to get my ass
listen
kicked in
here.
the Super Bowl.
When it comes to the NFC West, the page has been flipped, and that page right now is the Los Angeles Rams. They are back. SoFi will be bumping come time week.
you know what I
one
like
against the
about this
Bears.
though is we're pretty much consistent, but this is a good division because I got the Niners
Yeah.
I don't
John
know
likes
how the
Seattle.
fuck you got the Niners.
and you got the Rams, so I think that this is going to be cool.
It'll be interesting. It'll be a very interesting way to see how it pans
It's
out.
good that we have something different, at least one division.
Yeah.
Now the wild card teams.
Yes, wild card teams that I have for the NFC. Honestly, all my teams in the NFC are the same from last year in playoffs. I just think this is how it's gonna go: Buccaneers, Rams, Packers, Washington Football Team, Seattle, New Orleans Saints, famous Jameis with Kamara. Watch out for it, and Chicago Bears. I see nothing changing in the NFC.
See, I had the Bears.
Justin Fields, shout out Justin Fields, run the damn ball.
I don't know how you got the Saints in that. I don't know how you think the Saints are going to.
They're the same team, just with now
the
Jameis Winston.
The same team. The same team.
They're
You're
the same
telling me
team with
Drew
Jameis
Brees
Winston.
and Jameis Winston. They're the same.
Yeah, he
guy.
got LASIK surgery. You just said without those 30 interceptions, he has an MVP season.
Yeah, without the 30 interceptions.
So you're saying
That's the
though,
hurdle you gotta get over.
Yeah, but you're
Without
saying,
the 30
But you're saying
interceptions.
though that without those though, he still put up. So you're saying no matter
So
what,
who's
though,
he going to
had
throw
an
to?
MVP
Who's he
caliber.
throwing to? Michael Thomas is out.
Alvin Kamara. That's all you
Oh,
need.
so he's going to get 5,000 yards from Alvin Kamara.
Yes, you could easily do that.
Oh, Mike, where's your crack? Where's the crack? You're hiding it
The
somewhere.
crack, it's upstairs. I get it from him clearly.
Look out for Justin Fields to start airing
That's-
it out
yeah.
this year.
Yeah,
If,
to Darnell Mooney.
but is he starting first game?
No.
It's in Andy Dalton. Matt Nagy.
And you know
oh
what,
my
Matt Nagy, you're an
idiot.
that is the worst decision you can. You picked this guy for a reason, Matt. Play him.
You want to know what's
Right.
funny though?
Andy Dalton he's going to be in the where are they now file after 3 games.
The funny thing is,
All right, play Justin Fields.
the funny thing is the first Sunday,
Jesus.
the first Sunday night, the Sunday night game this week is against Rams and Bears. Sean McVay was in a press conference and they asked him, "Who are you prepping for, Andy Dalton or Justin Fields?" He says, "Obviously we're going for Andy Dalton because he's the one starting, but we would be naive if we weren't preparing for Justin Fields as well."
No, I hope he all said he throws a curve and Justin Fields is the starting quarterback
He's
and
not
everybody's
gonna do that.
expecting Andy Dalton.
It's Matt.
But you're stupid.
Justin Fields will be the certified starter by week 3.
Who's starting in New England?
Jameis, that's already confirmed.
New England.
New England.
Oh shit, my
Mac
bad.
Jones.
Yeah, Mac
Cam Newton
Jones.
got
Cam
released.
That's right.
Cam Newton's released.
We just picked him a few months ago, and boy, we're going to put him on the field.
Yeah.
Because I got faith in this guy. Play these guys. Play.
Well-
Trevor Lawrence, he's starting, right?
Well, yeah.
Play them.
Fuck
Play
out of
Justin
here.
Okay,
Fields.
well,
You see my point?
Mac
Play-
Jones-
You drafted him for a reason.
Mac Jones wasn't going to start, but Cam Newton also refused to get a COVID vaccine, and Bill Belichick was like, "Well, I'm not having that on my team," and see ya.
That is interesting too. How a lot of teams said they put the COVID vaccines, if you have it or not, in consideration when cuts came, and then teams
Well,
backtracked and
Cam
were like,
Newton-
"No, we didn't do it."
Cam
that
Newton
way."
I still don't think Cam Newton would have been a starter.
No, Cam Newton was
No,
not.
it would have been
performing.
Max. It would have been Mac
See,
Jones.
actually, I'm not going to get into it. Let's go to
Cincinnati, they played Joe Burrow, right? When they drafted him? Yeah.
Well, who else are
Play
you going to
him.
play? Who else? Are
That was their
Nagy,
first overall
play
pick.
him.
That's a
Who are they
different.
gonna
Because you know what? I want to see what the kids
Listen here,
got.
it's a different. Listen here, what you're saying though, you have to remember they picked up Andy Dalton first before the draft even happened, so they had their minds, and they literally tweeted new QB1.
Doesn't matter.
I understand and I agree with you, but all I'm saying is you have to
That
remember,
don't mean nothing.
as the function as the Bears are, they fucked themselves over by picking up Andy Dalton first. Andy Dalton would have been in the free agent
Well,
market
But
after
see,
the
it
draft.
don't matter who you pick up. You can start whoever you want. But it's like you draft this kid for a reason. Plus, the NFL fans. All right, I'm going to speak that. All the NFL fans out there, who would you rather see start? Justin Fields, or you want to see Andy Dalton again? And a repeat, probably worse than what he was in Cincinnati. Who do you want? and all the fans will say
Couple
Justin
playoffs,
Fields.
you
So
know,
do it for the
they
fans.
had some moments.
I wanna
The
see
biggest
the
mistake
kid.
the Chicago Bears made was releasing Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch, shout out Barstool Carl. I feel your pain every day. Listen here. Mitch Trubisky was the best thing. Mitch Trubisky, listen, you want to hear a prime example? Well, no, he was a starter for many years. Obviously went to a playoff game with them, lost via Cody Parkey. Mitch Trubisky is the pitcher frame kid, however you want to put it, for giving up on him. They gave up. You know who else is? RG3, they gave up on him. Topic for another day, aside from those injuries. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as he fixes his
Did he
headache,
just say that?
we're going to hop in.
Did he just say that?
We're going to hop into... Oh, no, actually,
We're
before the
Super
bull
Bowl,
takes,
Super Bowl,
who do you guys have in your Final Four? Who is in the AFC Championship game, NFC Championship game, and who goes on in the Super Bowl? John, we'll start with you.
I think AFC, no-brainer. Kansas City, Buffalo.
Kansas City, that's what I got,
Who else
too.
is competing in the AFC
That's
with
what I
them?
got, too.
I think, though...
I have Chiefs
don't-
and Bills as well, but I will say, don't be shocked if it's Chiefs versus Browns. I think it could happen. Obviously, it depends on seeding, though. All
That's-
depends on seeding.
But I don't see Buffalo competing with Kansas City.
Yeah, fuck no.
Kansas City exposed Buffalo last year.
They screwed me over. They couldn't cover 8 in that AFC Championship game. Well, no. It was +8 Bills that I had, and they couldn't even get that.
And did
Fuck you,
Buffalo,
Buffalo.
what major changes did Buffalo make like Kansas City made?
They just have kept the same core.
Yeah.
They got
Added a
Emmanuel
few
Sanders,
pieces.
who's nice, but
Emmanuel
that's
Sanders is a good addition.
nothing too much to.
No, it's not, but it's
something. It's
something.
something.
It's something to throw to, and he can catch the ball.
What about you, Gambling Guru?
You know what? This is tough because you got to use this in the NFC. I'm going to say it's a rematch, Packers Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll just take that one step further. Okay, Mr. Goat, do something that no one's ever done before, back to back with two different teams.
Huh?
Can he go back to back? He did it in New England in 03 and 04.
So you call
Can
him
you
the
do
GOAT?
it again
You just
with
call him the
Tampa
GOAT?
Bay?
No, he already did call him the go.
Say it one more time.
He
though.
said-
The GOAT. Okay,
Who's
the
the
GOAT.
GOAT? Who's the
The
GOAT?
modern day GOAT.
No, who's the
The
GOAT?
GOAT.
Who's the
The
GOAT?
GOAT.
Who's the GOAT?
Listen, okay, Tom Brady, you're the GOAT. I'm going to put an asterisk in the corner. And you know why? What do I have, a little technical difficulties right there?
Yeah. Okay, the power went out there. That was fun.
All right.
All right, let's keep it running, though. This is the show.
Tom, I'll give you the GOAT. I'm going to put a little asterisk in there, and then we'll talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, that's,
Okay?
That's
But
going to be an hour-long
Dude,
episode.
I would love to see it because it's never been done before. Two different teams back to back, and I think it's going to happen this year. Now go to the AFC. Would I love to see Bills and Browns in the AFC Championship
anyone
game?
would like
And
to.
KC don't make it.
I
Not
think a
because
lot
I
of
don't
people
like
would.
KC. I love the team. They're a good
I
team.
think everyone's sick and tired of seeing KC, though.
I still think it's going to be KC and the Bills. However, can this offensive line hold up this year? They're pretty
Who's?
beat up.
Who's?
KC's.
They just re-up, man. Joe Thuney, Orlando Brown.
I know,
helps
but
them
they
so
got to
much.
stay healthy too.
Well, they
And you
will
already
stay
got
healthy.
guys that have been injured in training camp. So I'm going to still go with the Chiefs and the Bills. But you know what? The champion coming out of there, it's going to be the Bills.
Interesting.
KC's not
so,
going to Super Bowl.
So you have your Super Bowl matchup, Bucks Bills.
Yep.
You have yours,
Green Bay.
Green Bay
KC.
and KC. I have mine. I
I
have
like that.
obviously Chiefs versus Bills, and I have Rams versus Bucks NFC Championship game. I have a repeat of last year. I think we're getting a part 2, and it's going to be the best part 2 that we've seen in a long time in sports.
See, I'm.
There could be.
I don't know about you guys. Sick and tired of seeing KC. This is like all LeBron, like LeBron in the NBA, seeing him constantly in the finals.
Well, but
it's
here's
great.
my-
It's
I
great.
agree. I agree.
But
I-
you want to see it? Well, I guess people can say that about New England too.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
not
Who
sick
the
and
fuck
tired.
are you?
Now, see, now,
What the fuck?
now
This
the other half of me is with John. Would I love to see Aaron Rodgers? You know, the last dance, he goes down there and he beats Brady in the championship game to get to the Super Bowl. I would
think
love
that-
it and win
yes.
another Super Bowl. I would love that for happen. So there's a lot of different things that I don't have a problem with. Brady going back to back, Aaron Rodgers doing his thing. So I think we'll see how it shakes out, but I think it's gonna be a great season.
So here, before we get our bold takes here, shoot off your Super Bowl champs this year. Gambling Guru,
Super Bowl champion, Bucks.
Green Bay.
Kansas City. Patty gets another.
Like we're all different though. We're all
I know.
different.
We're
That's
all
right.
different. We'll be
That's
seeing
good.
how it comes time
Diversity.
at the end.
That's good.
So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we
the
are
show
now...
would be boring if we weren't arguing.
That is very true right there. So now we are going to hop into our bold takes, and then obviously we'll end the show with our week 1 picks to round it out. Bold takes, we all jotted down a couple. I'm going to start off with mine. The only person I have told this, pretty sure just you two actually, Justin Herbert will win the MVP this year. I think it's going to happen. Looking off his rookie season, I don't have the stats in front of me, but you guys know phenomenal. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Would have been interesting if Joe Burrow played a full season, if that would have happened, because he was also having a pretty good season himself with the team that he was dealing with. But I think as cursed as and weird as the Chargers are, I think Justin Herbert is the fully bloomed flower out of all that whole team. I think no matter what, whether you guys are down by 30 or whatever, just knowing you have Justin Herbert, and I think he's still going to have a phenomenal stat line and everything, I think he wins MVP.
I can see it.
I could see that happening too. I mean, after that rookie season, he had a great season. He's a good talent, and he wasn't up. A lot of people had QBs ahead of him, but he was a diamond in the rough. He could have been a Detroit Lion right now. Thanks, Patricia, you asshole. But I could see that happening. Now with that, I'll just stick to. I'll do a bold take. I had Josh Allen as MVP.
I can see. I
And
see
I
that.
think
I
between,
can see-
if I had to pick two, those would be the two I would pick.
And I see on yours, since we talked about Herbert winning Rookie of the Year Offensive Rookie of the Year, you have a little boy down in Chicago.
Dalton, move out of the way. Let this kid play. Justin Fields.
Rookie of the Year.
That's
Yep.
why I have winning offense.
He's
yeah.
going to be going in.
We all agree. We all agree on
He's
it
gonna
right
be
there.
going in.
That's I was
Justin
about to say
Fields.
that.
This is a Justin Fields show.
Yes.
This is Justin Fields will get you
Let's
on
get
one day.
Nagy, don't
so
fuck it up.
I guess I'll keep going with the MVP predictions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ran into a little bit of technical difficulties. Weather's absolute shit over here,
It's
so
going
yeah.
crazy
Little
storms.
power
crazy.
outages here. But we left off on who he thought was going to win NFL MVP, and who is that going to be?
So I've been talking about him a lot. This whole episode. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. That's how I thought you were going to go. I wouldn't doubt it.
Revenge tour.
That's always a safe pick.
Has any
You can't rule
player
him out, man.
Has any player went back to back? Wait, he won an MVP last year, correct? Offense.
Yes.
Yeah. Has anyone
Doing it again.
been back
He's
to
doing
back?
it again. I think Tom Brady might have.
That's the only name I
We
can
might
think
have
of.
that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, some other bold predictions that I had. I think Jameis Winston impresses. I honestly think it'll work out there. Taysom Hill, you're not a quarterback. Just go catch lobs down the
No,
field. Help
yeah.
a brother out there. And
Play famous Jameis.
in my last bold prediction, I think Washington is the only winning team in the NFC East.
Bold.
That is bold.
That's bold.
Especially
That is
especially
bold.
now in
That's why
a
we do bold predictions.
especially now in a schedule where you can't have a 500 record. I think every team will just be a losing team. But I think Washington will be the only one positive at the end of the season.
That could happen.
I think that defense is too stacked. That offense is clicking. Like I said, Fitzpatrick, long-term, no bueno. Right now, muy bien. I love every bit about it.
It's either 9-8 or 8-9 too. You ain't going 500. No more.
Cowboys are kind of shaking in that now. But before we dive into our predictions, our picks on the week, what's some bold predictions you guys got to kind of round it out?
John, go ahead.
All right. I got one more. Very bold. Mac Jones leading New England Patriots to a wild card game this year.
Wow.
Bold. I know, bold.
That would be something.
Be something. That's why it's called bold predictions.
That's right. That would be something. I like that one, though.
That's the thing. As much as I disagree with it, I respect it
I
just
love it.
because that is
Absolutely.
the hottest
It's-
take I feel like is
yes.
out there.
I think they can compete better than Miami.
I don't even think they're the second best in their division.
I think they're better than Miami.
I don't think so.
You don't think Tua? You believe in Tua?
I don't believe in Tua, but I believe in everyone else on that Dolphins team.
Miami's good. But I think New
Miami's
England's a
very
little
good.
bit. I think New England's defense. Stephon Gilmore out. We don't know how long with his quad injury, but their defense is back.
It's a major piece of it,
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
And then you for a final prediction you got.
I think we hit on my forehead. Brady goes back to back Super Bowls. Stafford wins a playoff game, except he's not going to beat the Bucs. MVP Josh Allen and Justin Fields Rookie of the Year.
All right, ladies and
If
gentlemen.
they play him.
With that being said, we are going to now dive into our Week 1 predictions. Remind you guys, we have Last year when Gambling Guru and I did it, he won. I think I lost by a couple games. He went going with the spread. I did not. I just went straight up, but this year we are going with the spread, and we get our spreads from the Barstool Sportsbook. Download it. We're giving you free ads because at least I want to work there. Hire me, please. So we got the spreads off there. So with that being said, let's go down. We'll rapid fire here to end off the show. Thursday night game, first game back, Dallas Cowboys
Great game.
in Tampa Bay. Good game to start off. I personally, Bucks -8.
I got Dallas +8. Tampa wins, but I think Dallas has come out strong. They're going to come out strong, and I don't see Tampa beating them by 2+ scores.
You got Tampa win, or you got Tampa wins, but Dallas doesn't. Dallas covers, eh?
Yeah.
I got to disagree. I'm going to go Tampa Bay. I'm going to lay that 8 points.
I think it's a good one. And I think Tom Brady's going to come off guns firing. He said, like his trainer said, he's got 2 years left. Tom Brady, he was on that one HBO show, the Barbershop one or somewhere where they all converse. He said, the end is near.
Yeah.
The end is near,
You know-
and he's coming out strong.
It was the regular offseason, though. Tom Brady feels better than ever.
I think that line did move a half a point. I believe that opened at 7.5. So that tells you where that money's going.
To start off these Sunday games, the Arizona Cardinals starting off, going up against the Tennessee Titans. In my opinion, probably one of the most interesting games. Keep your eye on this week, just because I think Tennessee's, of course, winning their division, but Arizona, I wouldn't doubt if they make some noise. I'm going with Arizona +3 on this.
This one's
And they get
scary.
the win as well.
This one is a scary one. I have Tennessee -3.
I also took Tennessee to playing Tennessee.
Yeah.
They're playing at home, and this is another line that moved a half a point from 2.5 to 3. I'm going to lay those 3 points.
I also have Arizona winning with that +3 because I think they started off well last year. It looked like that the NFC West was going to come down to like a 3-team race, but it ended up just falling short to a 2-team, and Arizona kind of faded out. I don't think that's the case this year. I think Arizona, they're going for the next there. Kyler Murray has a lot to show.
I don't
They
believe
do.
in Kyle Murray at all.
They do,
Not a
but-
fan of Kyle Murray
And
at all. Not a fan.
I do a side bet that Derrick Henry gives somebody a sick stiff arm.
I wouldn't doubt it. So let's move on from there. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the debut of Trevor Lawrence in the Urban Meyer era. Hopefully he's not grabbing that hard at the end there as they go up against the Houston Texans. The shit show, I said Houston +3. I don't really know where to go with that.
This game is disgusting.
This is a game, listen here. If I walked into your house this Sunday at around 1 o'clock, and this was the only game that you had on that I had to sit through for 3 hours, I'm committing assault. I'm going to beat your ass, all right? I'm going to jump you, and then I'm going to change a channel to Red Zone, and then jump you some more. Because you should have had Red Zone on to begin with.
Watch it end up being the best game.
No.
If it's the best game of the week next week, I will put on my forehead for the whole show before week 2, Urban Meyer's bitch. There, I said it.
All right.
I said it. If it's a phenomenal game, Jacksonville doesn't have to win as long as it's phenomenal. If I'm watching Red Zone and they just keep doing highlights of that game, Urban Meyer, I'm your bitch.
Hopefully it's a good game.
I surrender.
I have Houston +3.
What'd you get?
I got Houston +3 as well.
That's I'm +3 with Houston too, and from a betting perspective, this is a game that like usually if it smells like shit or smells like a skunk, something shitty, something skunky going on here with this little -3 because you got I guess you got 2 crappy teams, and I can see Jacksonville laying the points in Houston though. I think this should be like a 1.5 line.
Yeah.
So I would stay away from it, but
I
give
definitely
me Houston
stay away from
+3.
it,
I'll
too.
take
Yeah.
the points. at home.
Speaking about a line that's only about 1, that is the Chargers going up against the Washington football team. I have high expectations for both Chargers, obviously with Justin Herbert and Washington just by themselves. I'm taking Washington +1.
I agree. I think it's hard to go into a team at home, especially a Washington team.
That defense, listen here, I think Herbert's going to perform well, but I wouldn't doubt if he has a little bit of trouble to start off because I'm telling you, Washington, they worked to get that defensive line straight. They got it. Everyone behind is solid as well. And like I said, Fitzmagic, put him on your fantasy teams, ladies and gentlemen, just for this week. He's dropping 30. He's dropping 30. Who are you taking?
I smell a little disrespect for your boy right there.
Oh.
This line moved from 1.5 to 1. Where's the money going? That's right. Justin, do it. Lay that 1 point. Go in there and win this game. Fuck the football team.
So after,
Go Chargers.
It is always fuck the football team. Dan Snyder, you are a bitch. Forever will be a bitch. You look like a bitch. So now we're gonna go Minnesota at Cincinnati. Minnesota -3.5. I don't know.
This game's weird.
It's another game
That's
that's
a weird
It's a
game.
weird one.
I'm Minnesota -3.5. Minnesota
Yeah.
winning. Yeah.
What do you got?
I got it too, but you know what? This is another one that I would stay away from because I mean, that +3.5 is really tempting with Cincinnati at home. But I'm going to lay the points. I'm going to take Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins. I don't think Cincy's going to open with a win, but I think it's going to be a close game. So that's another thing why it just says stay away from it. But here we do every game, so we're going -3.5 lay the points.
The next game, this is my lock of the week. The New York Jets going up against the Carolina Panthers. Another game that if you are playing it in your house and I'm in there, you are getting jumped momentarily afterwards. I have the Jets +5.5, but Carolina wins. And it is my lock of the week if you are a gambling individual because you have two scrub teams going up against each other, and it is going to end 17-15.
Oh.
That is the type of game we're going to get.
I have Carolina -5.5. I don't see.
I don't believe in the Jets either. Zach Wilson, go to hell.
I don't see Zach Wilson first game of the year going into a different team's home crowd. I don't see him putting up points. I see Carolina. Who's their starting? Sam Darnold. Get
Sammy.
revenge.
Does it? Oh shit! It is
Sammy revenge.
He's getting revenge on the Jets. They disrespected them. Not saying he's a good quarterback at all.
Remember what he did? Hey, remember when he shredded your Stafford and the Lions? Listen.
His first pass, pick 6.
The first game of the season when he went in Detroit and shredded them.
That's fucking your team.
Okay, he's gonna shred the Jets at home. Lay the 5.5.
There we go.
After that, we have Philly going up against Atlanta. Two teams to where we don't know what's going on, but I do know what's going on with this line at -3.5. Put that on Atlanta. They are going to cover. Kyle Pitts, huge addition. Watch out for that. We have a trio now, ladies and gentlemen, in Atlanta of Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley was about to say Julio Jones, Jesus, and Kyle Pitts. Those three right there. If I'm working in the front office and I see those three out on the field tossing the ball around, I'm in love right there, ladies and gentlemen. What are you guys taking?
Taking Atlanta -3.5.
-3.5
Going with the
as
home
well.
team. Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I don't know about him. And you just gotta take the veteran Matt Ryan.
I'm laying the 3.5 too. Give me the Falcons.
Afterwards, we have Pittsburgh going against Buffalo. Another good game to start off the season. I'm taking Buffalo -6.5 here. I think Buffalo's going to be a team that obviously we're going to see them deep in the playoffs, but I think they're going to come out with a little bit of a grudge, I feel like, towards the NFL. Just towards the whole league with how their season ended last year.
Hitting the mortal lock. Got Buffalo -6.5. Pittsburgh, what a fluke season they had last year. What a fluke season. Ben Roethlisberger, retire already, man. Retire. Let Pittsburgh do something now.
I think Mike Tomlin's going to come out and run Najee Harris right down their throat. But you know what? It ain't going to be enough to win.
Yeah.
Buffalo, I'm laying 6.5 at home.
After that, we have Seattle going into Indianapolis. I have Seattle -2.5. Indianapolis, you guys are injured beyond all belief. I don't see anything happening there. Healthy, we'll see. But no, yeah. I'm taking Seattle -2.5. John, who you got?
I also have Seattle -2.5. Indianapolis. Don't even Carson Wentz. Who even are you anymore, man? Who are you? What do you do anymore?
Gambling Guru, who you got?
You know, with a better quarterback, they're a better team. But I agree. I've never been a Carson Wentz fan, and give me the Seahawks. I'm laying 2.5 there on the road.
Afterwards, we have a pretty interesting matchup. We have the Gambling Gurus, Detroit Lions, hosting his NFC West champions, the San Francisco 49ers. I have Detroit +7.5. I feel like this is a line to where if you look at it, it's right there. Take it. It's going to be a grudge match, but yeah.
I also have Detroit +7.5. I have San Fran winning.
I have Detroit winning.
I think Detroit covers.
Interesting, boys.
What do you got?
For one, last time I went to a Detroit Lions game was with this guy to watch his Washington football team.
Former ex. Let's not talk about my ex here.
I'm not the guy that wears a Barry Sanders jersey into there every Sunday. because they make me drink every time I watch them. However, San Francisco's going to go in there and whoop their ass.
Oof.
Lay the 7.5 on the road. This is my lock of the week.
Nah.
Oof.
Ooh,
That's
My
ooh.
lock.
Something
Like you said, it smells like shit. It is shit.
It smells.
You know what isn't shit though? The Cleveland Browns going into Kansas City for a rematch of the divisional round last year. I have Cleveland +6. I think it's going to be a very close game, but Kansas City wins this. It's going to be like a 4 3-point game, and the spread that hell. I don't know why the spread was that large.
I
to begin
think.
with.
I know why. Because KC's. I took KC -6. Patty Mahomes going out there firing. They're mad. They're mad.
You don't think Baker is
They're
either?
mad. But what is Baker mad about? He didn't make it to the Super Bowl. He doesn't know what it's like to lose a Super Bowl.
He might pull a
Patty's
Chris.
out there. He's mad.
He's
coming out. Guns firing.
Baker Mayfield could pull a Chris Paul, go to one Super Bowl, and say, "Since I've been there, I'm addicted now. That's all I want to do." Shut the fuck up, Chris Paul. All right. Who you got?
Okay, now they're dangling that fish hook with that +6 on there.
Yeah.
You guys are biting it.
He didn't.
You didn't bite it.
I
you
did
bit
it. I want all of it. Give me the sauce.
No,
Give me
I'm
the
with
sauce.
Johnny. This is an Arrowhead. Lay those 6 points,
Yeah.
okay? Brown's not going to come into my house and beat my ass,
Yeah.
okay? They're going to cover that 6.
Moving on, we have Denver Broncos. Now with their starter Teddy Bridgewater. Shout out Teddy Bridgewater. Love you. Going up against Danny Dimes and the New York Giants. Giants +3.
As well. Giants +3.
You?
Take the 3, Giants.
There we go. We're all in consensus there. Afterwards, a pretty interesting matchup. Green Bay going into New Orleans. Obviously, it's a new year for both of these teams. We got, like we've been saying, the revenge tour for Aaron Rodgers, and we have Jameis to show us what he can do with clear vision for once. But I have Green Bay -4.
Everyone's going to think I love Aaron Rodgers more than Tom Brady now.
You are
That's
now
not
an
the
Aaron
case.
Rodgers
That's
fan.
not the case. I just love Aaron Rodgers this
John,
year.
answer this right now.
love-
Who is the real number 12?
Oh, Tom Brady. He invented that.
Had to
pretty much.
check that out.
But
there.
Green Bay -4, they're going to destroy New Orleans. I don't see New Orleans doing anything in this game.
Yep, lay the 4 points in New Orleans. Green Bay's going to go in there and beat them.
Afterwards, Miami going into Foxborough. I have Miami +3. I think it's an easy one right there.
Wrong. New England -3. They never see what New England loves to do. They love to destroy Miami first game of the season, then at the end of the season lose. New England -3, take it.
Mac's going to get his first win. Lay the points.
Damn. It'll be interesting how these standings come out after week 1. But to round out, we have the Sunday night game and then the Monday night game. Of course, let's start off with the Sunday night, like I mentioned earlier. The Bears of Chicago going into SoFi to go up against my Rams. The line is at 7.5. Rams -7.5 there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, the experience starts now. It's going to work. John, who you got?
I got Los Angeles
-7.5.
I think Matt Stafford, Sean McVay lets him throw. They're going to put up some points.
Justin's going to go in there and keep it close. So is that Chicago defense. Give me that 7.5.
I hope you get
Bears
fucked.
+7.5.
I hope you get fucked over on that. And the reason
Why?
Because I hope Andy Dalton.
Fuck Andy Dalton.
You said Justin Fields going to do this.
I know. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's been the theme of this episode. Is that the Bears are going to still have Andy Dalton.
We're gonna
doing
buy.
it.
We all gotta
I'm
get
hoping they throw a curve and he
Yes.
starts.
first.
Or Andy Dalton. Well, I don't want to say he pulls a Joe Theismann in the
First
first
major
place
Bears
because that's
game, we
sick,
all have
but-
to buy Justin Fields jerseys.
Yes.
For it.
We are all getting Justin Field jerseys. That will be
All
a
right,
business expense.
That's what I want to see. That's what the fans want to see.
We do want to see Justin Fields, and he will get there. But
No. We want to see him now. We don't want to see Andy Dalton.
No
well,
one
yeah, no one wants to see Andy
one-
Dalton. But the thing
Yeah.
is, we're dealing with the front office that says you'll get him, but be patient. But Bears fans are not patient. They'll beat the fuck out of you, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, let's round out our picks right now with the Monday night game. We got Baltimore going into Vegas, going into the damn Death Star. Can Gruden? This is what,
Yes.
year 3 or 4 of Gruden?
This is his year.
It's got to be 4. I think it's just 4, isn't it?
It's for
I
when
don't-
they
four of
when they
10?
trade away. They had 1 year of what? Khalil Mack, and then they traded him away. How many years?
No, was
traded
Khalil
him.
Mack even a part of the John
Yeah.
Gruden era?
Oh, was he?
I don't think
Did
he.
he trade him right away? I thought
Yeah, he
won-
did.
I thought
No,
he
they
won.
dumped him when
Yeah.
Gruden got there.
Yeah,
So it's
Gruden
been like
pulled up
3
and-
years. How
yeah.
long is?
So I think it's
Yeah.
third.
So this is gonna be his 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, going his 4th season.
Gruden.
Chucky.
I have you. I didn't mention earlier. I have you in the as a wild card team because I think that AFC West is going to be pretty interesting.
I do as well.
I'm going minus 5.5 though for the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think the Raiders plus 5.5 seemed a little bit weird for me, but I said, nah, give me the Ravens. That's safe.
I like Raiders plus 5.5. I still have Baltimore winning, but I think Baltimore, Justin Tucker, game-winning field goal. But I just like the Raiders this year. I don't know why.
I've never been fond of the Raiders, but I feel like we're on the same page.
New stadium.
They got to get better at some time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Chucky ain't no Vince Lombardi, but with Chucky at the helm, that team's got to take the step and start getting better. And like you say, getting that wild card and be a playoff contender. I'd love to see it. However, I'm laying the 5.5. Give me Baltimore.
Yeah. All right, so those are our picks, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the episode. But before we go, what are your guys' final thoughts before we go into week 1? Do you have a star to tell the audience to look out for? Do you have a game that might be a little bit interesting? What's your guys' final thoughts going into week 1?
Watch out for Mac Jones.
Mac
New
Jones?
England. Last year, fluke. Watch out for Pittsburgh. Fluke season. They're going to go. Watch them get destroyed this week. And watch Mac Jones throw for, not for many yards, but he's going to get some touchdowns. He's going to get 3-4 touchdowns. I can see it happening.
I think if Ben Roethlisberger stays healthy, I think you're going to see a much different Pittsburgh team. As long as everybody can get along over there and keep it together, I think you're going to see a better team than last year.
Also, watch for week 1, Juju's TikTok.
Yes, Juju. Please watch out for the TikToks. Players still want to beat your ass because of it.
Okay, that was one thing I was leading up to. Juju, get off the fucking TikTok. Get off the social media. You're a fucking NFL player, okay? Go out there and I had high hopes for you, and you let me down the last couple of years. All right?
This is about. Listen, this is Juju's
I did not pick you in fantasy football this year, and I could have.
I did in 2 leagues. Juju, it is your bounce back season.
He's giving you love.
All right, I do have a Juju shirt up there. My final thoughts, though, looking at this slate here, ladies and gentlemen, let's just have some fun. Football is back.
That's right.
Stadiums.
That's the best part about
capacity.
it.
Yes, full
Fans,
capacity.
Everyone's back.
Go tailgate, drink some beers responsibly, gamble responsibly. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Because listen, there are 2 wonderful times of the years: Christmas and football season. You can interchange them if you want, but that's top 2, and it stays at. So that's the episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week for week 2.
Can't wait.
And yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, adios.
So long.
I'm here so I won't get fined.